Workers Committee at UnionsWA. Welcome, Maxine. It is great to have you.
Kaya Wandri. My name is Maxine Brahim. I'm a Nyalama woman from the Pilbara region of Western Australia. So yeah, my home is a long, long way. I was born in Port Hedland, one of 11 children. I myself have 4 children and 15 grandchildren. I must say that 5 of those grandchildren actually reside with me permanently. My primary years of school was in Port Hedland, and then I was sent down here to Perth for my high school years. I returned home to Port Hedland after 3rd year, which is now year 10. And one of the conditions of me returning home was that I was to find a job before the end of the school holidays. That I did. But I had to stay employed for the whole year. If I lost my job for any reason, I was then had to come back to Perth for studies. So off I went, I found a job. My first job was for the Port Hedland funeral service. Oh yes, it was very interesting. I actually clapped when people died. That's sad to say, but that's the only time I did any work. I stuck with that for 9 months, and then I was able to secure a job in early childhood. And then I moved on from there. My progress on my journey in my working life, I worked in education, Aboriginal affairs, housing, local government, state government. I worked in the mining industry, I worked in the construction industry. I was an Aboriginal woman and working for a construction company on mine sites, building sites, dominated by men. The fight that I faced, not from management, from the workers, was incredible. Meredith, you talked about our fight. You want to be an Aboriginal woman on a mine site and see what that's like. Not just a woman, an Aboriginal woman. I stuck 5 years with that company. Those buggers weren't going to take me down. The more they threw at me, the stronger I became. We're faced with these issues every day in our lives. Where I work, in the school, my students are the mini or the apprentices of us women. I'm talking female students. They've got more to deal with than the male students. We know that. I try to teach these girls to be strong and to stand up for what they believe in. And how do they do that? Through education. They've got to have that knowledge before they can stand up and fight for their rights. I now want to talk about my role in IEU as a delegate. I was privileged to apply for one of their positions in their Women in Leadership program. It's a journey that hasn't stopped, but it's powerful. Slow, but powerful. From there, my union secretary, Angela, and our lovely Meredith had the confidence in me, and they put my name forward for the ACTU Indigenous National Committee. I recently went to that committee. What a powerful group of people. Yeah, we were balanced, gender-wise, male, female. The strongest ones were the women. There was no way that these women were going to let the blokes put it over them. So, yeah, look, they might outdo us in numbers, but we'll get there in the end. From that conference, one of our main focus, and I want to share this with you about what's happening with Aboriginal people in country areas and in remote areas of Australia. Australia, the country that is meant to be a good country. Aboriginal people in the remote areas are recipients of government the federal government system called CDP, Community Development Program. These people are required to work 25 hours a week. If they don't, they're breached. They don't get any money. They don't have any superannuation entitlements. There's no workplace agreement standards. They're not entitled to that. They're excluded from the federal health and safety system, the workers' comp law. They use these people, they exploit them as labour for private business. This is done by our current federal government. Generations have fought for a fair and equal Australia, but this government seems to be taking Aboriginal people and women backwards. Now, I leave you, sorry, I've cut it short, I leave you on that note. We talk about fair go for women, but First Nation people are dealt with. It's disgusting. So, yep, for women, let's go.
Thanks so much, Maxine. I'm awesome. A great leader for her union, a great leader for her people, and just an all-round amazing woman. So thank you. Maxine's raised a really important issue, a really important part of the Change the Rules campaign, which is ending the racist program run by this government, the CDP program, which Maxine touched on. So it's wrong. It treats Aboriginal people completely different to everyone else. It is a disgrace in this day and age, and it is right in the centre of the things that we're claiming we need to change as part of the Change the Rules campaign.
I want to welcome now our next speakers, these two women.